ready, break.
Welcome back to an extended version of the Viking Huddle. My name is Mr. Cornelius. They call me Corn here at the high school, and I am with Niles' athletic director, Mr. Matt Brawley. Mr. Brawley, how are you doing?
I'm doing outstanding today.
That's excellent. Well, hey, the Viking Huddle is powered by Ibid Electric Company. Once again, Ibid Electric Company, Chad Rohax, all the fine people at Ibid. We appreciate you and your sponsorship. Thank you so much for giving back to our kids and making this possible. And we'd also like to thank Ted Schrader from Schrader Tree Farms for just his original sponsorship. I know that Ted loves the podcast, so Ted, I'm sure you're listening to this, so thank you for just giving back to our kids. So I don't know if you've heard or not, but this coming Friday, our Viking football team is in the state championship game. They are one of two teams remaining in the entire state of Michigan for Division IV, and we could not be more excited. And so we have Mr. Brawley with us here today to kind of talk about some of the logistics of what to expect for those of you traveling to Ford Field. What is this going to look like? What do you need to know? What are some of their rules? Because we are dealing with, you can't see what we're looking at. Shout out Matt Miller. But right now, there are papers upon papers of rules and regulations about what we can and cannot do. But before we get into that, before we get into the nuts and bolts, I wanted to ask Mr. Brawley, this has been just a magical season, and I know that it's hard for you to compartmentalize, and we've talked about this, between enjoying it as a dad, enjoying it as a community member, and then wearing your AD hat. But how special has this been just in some of the conversations that you've had with people from the community? What is the vibe that you're getting from the people in the community? Because I'm sure for those of you that don't know, if you're with Matt Brawley, his phone rings every 3 seconds. He is the most called human being I've ever met in my life. So I'm sure you've had conversations, but can you describe some of these conversations from community members? How excited are the people?
I'm telling you, we have always had the support, but right now, I haven't taught. Let's see, how do I want to word this? There are several community members that are, buying our charter buses. They're buying shirts. They're buying dinners. They are doing everything for these kids that it takes to be successful, and they want to be a part of it. So I am just so thankful for all our sponsors and everybody that's helped donate, making the team dinners. It just, the whole thing just possible. It's not just the football team that's being successful right now. The community, everybody is buying in, and look, we're going to Ford Field.
We're going to Ford Field.
I woke up 2 mornings in a row. We're going to Ford Field. I'm like pinching myself. Is this really happening?
Chase was on the sideline. And when the game was no longer in doubt, I was standing there because I was running the speaker that I probably wasn't supposed to have. And he turned around and he saw me, and that's literally what he goes, "We're going to Ford Field." And he said that to me probably 3 times.
I had
which is crazy.
A wonderful conversation with Coach Purley from Edwardsburg, and we've coached together for years. And he was just so happy for us. And as coaches, as player at Cass, we were there several times, just couldn't get past that last game. And, to get past it and to get to Ford Field, I mean, it's been trying to do this for 19 years or 22 years. And finally, we've done it. And just, as a dad, to have your own kid on the team too, because he was there for the majority of those things.
He saw those. And how many times? I know it was several times you guys made deep runs at Cass. How many times did you make it to the semifinals?
I believe 3. And
it's like the Buffalo Bills trying to.
It's like, are you kidding me? And then a couple of those years we had, arguably better teams than the ones that made it to the Final Four. But we ran into Mendon, who was a 13-time state champion, or you ran into Muskega Catholic Central, or you ran into somebody everybody that beat us won it all.
Yeah.
So, but no, and then to come here to Niles and then to see what Coach Shaw has done and these kids have done, and then they finally, hey, we're we're going to Ford Field.
There any conversations that you had with people where it stands out, like where they were just amped up? And it might not be him, but like a Scott Zavitz type of person where somebody is just, man, elated because of where they just wanted to call you and just celebrate. I'm sure there's a ton of them.
The funniest thing, so we leave, Maddie has volleyball with your daughter, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're the 13th seed out of 13.
Yeah.
We win the first 2 games. So she goes, we're going. We have to go. We got to get to the game. I say, you can still play in this game. Nope, we are going to the football game. So she's sitting on the couch, and she's in tears. It's 11 o'clock. 10 o'clock. She's in tears. I said, why are you crying? I'm so nervous, Dad. I said, you're not even playing. Get in the car. So we get in the car. No one says a word. Get to about the Shell gas station, in Junction there.
Yeah.
And I said, Maddie, what kind of text are we going to get? So after in 3 hours, are we going to get the text that says, hey, it's been a great run. Keep your head up. You guys are doing awesome. Or congratulating, we're going to Ford Field. And she goes, we're going to get the congratulation one. I said, okay. So by the time we got back to that stop sign in Junction, 67 text messages.
Wow.
I mean, Garrett Brigida, Aaron Cooper, all these guys to play basketball with, Coach Washington.
Yeah.
The amount of just people that, not that just you lose touch with when, when you get your own family and things like that. And oh my gosh.
You're going to Ford Field.
We're still going to Ford Field.
Yeah. That's amazing.
As long as we can figure out all this paperwork and the do's and don'ts.
Yeah. I've had several people reach out to me. Ryan Doss, who texted me earlier this morning and said, what can I do to help? And so he is committed to he's going to give us $1,000 to help fund game tickets for kids who maybe need some help. I don't see Ryan very often. He lives in Grand Rapids. His life is there, and he just wants to give back. He is excited. Ryan and Kevin are going to the game.
Uncle Phil was just in here buying hats.
Oh yeah, Uncle Phil's always fired up,
and he could not even talk. I go, what's wrong with you? Did you see those officials? I go, hey, we won. It doesn't matter.
We won the game. That's funny. Well, the reason that we're doing this podcast is that, like I said, there are so many rules and regulations. So we're going to get into some of those, but let's just get into some basic logistics. So the game is on Black Friday. It's on Friday at Ford Field in Detroit, which was where the Lions play, and the kickoff is at 12:30 p.m. So the question, some of the people, like I know that Kathy's getting inundated with calls. I know you're getting, where they don't use GoFan to buy the tickets.
No, that ticket prices.
Go ahead, Kathy.
So go ahead.
We're at work right now.
We're at work. Go ahead.
You go to Ticketmaster. Everything's posted on our Niles Vikings Athletics Facebook page or Niles High School Facebook page.
Okay. So
there it is.
If you go to our Facebook page, Ticketmaster is where you're going to get the tickets. It's not GoFan. This is a different game. This is the state championship game. So once again, go to Ticketmaster, and you can get all that.
As we're speaking, I show Mrs. Smoota just give me a sticky note. There's another company that wants to sponsor the football team.
That's awesome.
I think we're up to like 12.
It's an outpouring. It's people are excited.
People and they should be. This has never ever happened.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Now we've won a state championship in softball, right? And what else have we? Do you know? Baseball back in the day, but that was a
1918.
Yeah,
and a couple state championships in basketball in the 1922, something like that.
Right. Yeah, because the guy that was here from the South Bend Tribune asked me that. Is this ever? I said, well, not in football.
Yeah, I'll have to go to the Wall of Champions and actually look that up.
I think the last most current was the softball team.
Yeah, 2009.
Yep. Yeah, 2009.
The Jen Agnowski, they had a bunch of really good players.
Yeah. So you got to get your tickets at Ticketmaster. You can find the link on our Facebook page. Now, the parking. What do we know about the parking?
Parking, you have that map over there.
Yeah, let me look. Like I said, we are dealing with so many
right
different.
there,
This one right here?
Yep, you look on the. I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, the parking. You're going to be either gate C, D, or E.
Okay.
You would park on the north side of the field. That
Okay.
street right there.
Yep.
I would find a parking spot over there, and you'll be good to go.
Now, when you come into the game, okay, I don't know, for those of you, like I'm a big Notre Dame fan, they have a clear bag policy. So once
that's
again,
right there.
if you want to come into the game, you cannot take a backpack, you cannot take a purse, you got to have a clear bag. And it says, I'll just read a little bit of it. It says, a bag that is clear, plastic, vinyl, or PVC and does not exceed 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches. It says a 1 gallon clear plastic freezer bag or similar is about the size. Or you could have a small clutch bag camera, or camera bag or something like that. So it's a clear bag, no backpacks. It's not even a clear backpack. No diaper bags, no fanny packs, no purses, no seat cushions. It has to be just a clear bag. So once again, you cannot come into the adult, because if you come in, they're going to turn you away. You're going to have to take that bag back to your car.
And I got another prohibited items for MHSAA finals. The following items may be permitted after inspection.
Okay.
You can have a small bag, purses, fanny packs, accompanied with a maximum size for entry. So they will, if you do come with it, they will search it.
Okay.
Diaper bags are permitted for infants, obviously.
Okay.
Medically necessary items, insulin, those sort of things. You can bring binoculars. You can bring small cameras, small radios, umbrellas. Aren't we in a dome?
We're in a dome.
That's just weird. Handheld posters, signs without pull sticks. You can't have anything. You can bring any sign that you can hold, but not attached to anything.
Yeah, so if you make a poster board, you can bring that in, but you cannot have it on a stick. You can't have any flags that are on a stick. My assumption
Correct.
is if it was a fabric flag that wasn't on a stick, maybe you could hold it up, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's pretty much, you can do, what does it say here? Football
no banners.
Altered helmets equipped with spikes or any items can be used as a weapon, not permitted.
So like if you were to dress up like the NFL does, like the
Right.
like the Ultimate Warrior type of stuff.
Correct.
Okay. And how much does it cost to park? Is it $3 or what is it?
No, there's no parking. There's no charge for parking, to my understanding.
Okay.
Kathy, did you see anything about, does it cost? $8. There was no cost to park.
Yes.
$8?
$8.
Okay, $8 to park.
$8. So wherever you park, once again, you're going to want to go in gate D or E, right?
Or entering the field, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, because if you look up on top, what does that say for game 2? We are game 2 on Thursday.
Game 2.
We are the visiting team.
125 to 129.
Yep.
Just please make sure you sit on the visitor side.
The visitor side. We're the visiting team. We had less playoff points than Goodrich.
Correct.
So we will be wearing white, I'm assuming.
We are white. Kids are voting today whether it be white or gold, white or blue, or white on white.
Okay. All right. So once again, $8 to park.
Yes.
And $20 for the ticket. Now, once you get inside, it is cashless. And so if any of you've been to a Notre Dame game, you got to get, if you want something from the concession stand, you have to have a debit card. Or they have like these little kiosks where you can put cash in and that will shoot you out like a prepaid credit card.
Yeah. Now, our environment at these games at our home games, it's amazing. And some people have been bringing in air horns. You cannot bring any air horns or noisemakers. I don't believe cowboy bells either, right?
No cowbells, no Viking horns, no confetti, no pom-poms. And it is very, very strict.
No bare chest.
Cannot pay, you can.
Dang it!
You cannot write items. Go corn.
Mr. Brawley and I were going to go bare-chested.
No.
That probably was not going to happen. Speaking of which, did they ask you the question about the hoodie in your interview?
No.
About the XL question?
Oh, yes.
Hey, there.
Tell everybody.
It is. I can fit in an XL sweatshirt. And if anybody's listening, don't be afraid to tell everybody.
Tell everybody you know that Matt Brawley can fit in an XL sweatshirt.
I love my boss and I want to keep my job. So yes, he is an extra large. Everybody.
And only in one item.
Oh, in that one particular
One
sweatshirt. So if you're going to buy him something, though, we want probably a 2X then, right?
I really think Adidas screwed up on the label.
Could have been. Couple other things. When you come in, the previous game, there'll be one previous game before our game. If you get, and you'll probably get there before the start of our game, you need to sit in the end zones before you move into sections 125 to 129.
Correct.
Because that's reserved. It's between. It looks like the 20s is essentially where it is, between the 20-yard line on the visitor's side.
Yeah, but it's 20 to 20.
The 20 to the 20.
On the lower levels.
The lower level. So when you get there, please do not go to those sections until after the previous game has concluded and they've left, and then you can start to make your way into, once again, between sections 125 and 129. Like I said, we've got... When I called Matt, he said, you would not believe, how long was the Zoom call?
We had about an hour and 45-minute Zoom meeting Sunday morning. And I tell you what, you got to tip your hat to the MHSA for how organized and how just what a great job they do of running the events. You know, if you haven't been behind the scenes and know all the ins and outs, I mean, there's 17 people strictly working on, hosting the finals just at the MSSA, and they all have incredible tasks because they're getting 8 games done in 2 days.
Yeah, that's a lot. A lot of fans in it.
A lot of fans, and then they've been dealing with us all day, all morning. I'm like, hey, we're sorry, we've never been here before. We're not like some of these other schools that are, it's just.
It's our first time.
It's our first time. We'll get better at it, I promise.
Yeah. Let's make this an annual event. Another thing we didn't really touch on, like I said, our Niles Viking fans, and if you had listened to the radio call with Michael Markoch and Ed Obradovich, he talked about Michael Markoch was in awe of how well we traveled to Three Rivers. It was unbelievable. And there was several tailgaters. Like the Niles Nation showed up ready to roll. At Ford Field, there is no tailgating allowed.
No grills, no beverages, no coolers, anything like that. So just those that like to tailgate and do those things, you're not supposed to do that at Ford Field.
Yeah. So make sure that you abide by those rules. Once again, we had a ton of people show up to Three Rivers. So we'd like to encourage everybody who shows up. If you have your rally towel, your We Believe rally towel, please bring that to the game. Hopefully you guys kept those. I know that there were a few that were left behind, but if you kept those, please bring those to the game because, like I said, we can't do pom-poms. And with the shortened week, with it being the holiday, there's no way we could have ordered more of those in time for the state championship. So we're encouraging everybody, if you have your rally towel, please bring it to the game. And I thought our community did a fantastic job of being loud, using the rally towels. I mean, we definitely had a home field advantage at Three Rivers.
I don't care where we go, we have home field advantage. Even when we went to Edwardsburg, we went to Paw Paw.
Yeah.
Our crowd, our community has just been, what is the Seahawks? They have the 12th man?
Yeah.
We have 12 and 13.
The 12th and 13th man?
Yeah, we got. Yeah, how many times have teams had to call timeouts because they can't hear? That's unheard of in high school.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. How many delay game penalties did South Christian have?
Yeah, a couple at least. It was at least a couple.
To explain that, if those of you that were at the game, the first half, it seemed like they used several timeouts, and you're only allowed 3. The clock operator, and it's an incredibly difficult job to stay. Spotting the ball. But is it the 40-second clock? Is it 25-second clock? They got screwed up. They used a timeout. Well, the clock operator hit 25 instead of the 40, so that's why they didn't. They gave them their timeout back. Is what happened. That's why it looked like they had more timeouts than
because
but it was
clock
very well
operator
communicated amongst the coaches and the officials.
Yeah. Now let me Let me ask you this. I don't even know if you guys have discussed this, and this wasn't on my outline. You and I have talked about, because I'm the rah-rah guy, and you're just like, let's go play the game, right?
You're the reason I get 47 phone calls every Monday.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Really?
I have a folder.
I am the reason.
You are the reason.
I'm the reason. Most of the complaints are about me.
No, not most. No. All of them.
Is it all of them? No, not all of them.
Oh, I didn't share with Kathy this one.
Yeah, but that was part of it was walking across the road. That's not on me.
And there was a very good gripe on that.
Yeah.
But
I'm the rah-rah guy.
Yes,
and everybody wants, I've had people say, are we going to do a pep rally? Are we going to do a pep rally? Your stance on that is, let's go play the game. Let's go win the game. And then after we win this game, we're going to have a celebration to end all celebrations.
Correct.
Okay. Do we have any plans in place? Like, because
yes.
There are plans.
And for everybody listening to, and this is just, we have varsity basketball playing today too.
Right.
At Three Rivers.
Yeah.
And our swim team just got done at the state finals on Saturday. So there's a ton of stuff going on in the athletic world. So the agenda for this week, tentatively, there's a couple things set in stone. That's why I keep looking at my phone right now. I'm waiting on Western Michigan to finalize a time. So today we're practicing in the indoor facility in Edwardsburg.
Okay.
Tomorrow, sometime, we haven't got the time yet, but we're going to Western Michigan Cecilia Fieldhouse indoors.
Oh, awesome.
Wednesday at 9 in the morning, we're at the Loftus Center at Notre Dame.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then Thursday, Thanksgiving morning,
Yep.
we're going to have a walk through here, send the kids home, go get have Thanksgiving with your family.
Okay.
The charter buses will arrive here at 4. We're going to depart at 5 with a send-off.
Okay.
But hopefully...
So that's Thanksgiving Day, 5 o'clock here at Niles High School.
Yep.
5
We
p.m.
are
will be a
shipping out.
send-off.
Yep.
Okay.
Tomorrow, there will be a send-off with the band and the parade. Depending on what time, I don't know yet because I'm still waiting on Western Michigan to get back to me to confirm what time we can actually practice. And preferably we practice at 12:30 tomorrow because that's what time we're going to play. And then for those of you that don't know, and the other area schools that have been there and called with advice, the best piece of advice, I guess, it's incredibly hot inside Ford Field.
Oh.
So we're trying to emulate that temperature. Even linemen were indoors practicing all week, but they all be better wearing their sweatshirts and hydrating because it will be quite the temperature difference that we've played in the last 7-8 games.
That's true. I didn't even consider that. That will be a massive difference.
So we already talked to Katie, our trainer. So she's already she's on it. So
okay. Now, when we win. We're going to speak it into existence. We're going to claim it.
We've been talking.
We're going to because we believe.
Never done that. I've talked to Shaw too. He's like, well, we're just going to speak it into.
We're going to speak it.
Yeah. We've been talking 3 weeks ago what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I've never done this, but we're going to.
Because you don't want to jinx yourself, right? You don't want to be cocky. You don't want to be arrogant. But like at this point, we're at Ford Field.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Yeah. Let's win the thing, right?
Well, I think it was Mr. Babler said on an email just how close these teams are.
Oh, yeah.
Goodrich, points 4, and I'm going to be off on the numbers maybe. They've scored 534 points.
Okay.
Niles, we scored 936 points. One different, or 35. We're one more. We scored one more than they had.
Right. It was a 1-point differential.
And then defense points allowed.
Yes.
They were at 134, and they have allowed 134 points. We have allowed 133.
Right. So another 1-point differential.
And then winning differential, 30.6 to 30.8 margin of victory. So the way I look at it, we're best in all 3 categories. So
we should win.
We should win. No.
So
and, computer modules, they do have us favored by 7. So
okay.
It's going to be tough. They're They are very similar to Portland. They are a smaller community, and they will come out and hit you in the mouth, and they are physical.
Okay. So when we're victorious, people will leave Ford Field. Is the team coming home that night? Are we going to do another parade style thing? Have we talked about that?
Yes, we will do a parade style.
Okay.
And we are coming home Friday. There might be people that decide to stay up there, and that's fine too.
Okay, but the team is coming home Friday night,
unless parents sign their kid out.
Okay.
But I would think with the charter buses and the way I'm assuming that they're all going to ride home together.
I would assume so too.
And then we have another community member that is going to buy team dinner on the way home.
Okay.
So that would I'm telling you, there's good people in this world, Dustin. There's a lot of good. There are good.
There
people.
are some good people.
There are a lot of good people.
Yeah, in our community, and that's the amazing thing is they've rallied together. So people should pay attention to the Facebook page to know what time the team is going to be back in town for this parade.
Yes.
Okay.
And we might even do an all call. We'll have time to coordinate that
because they're going to stop and eat.
Tyler Fisher. We got to give him a shout out.
Yeah.
What an amazing job. He had the Howard Township Fire Department pick us up in between Cass and Niles. They brought us all the way in. And then Howard Township stayed with the Niles Fire Department.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then I said, what's the route? I go, drive around Niles. I mean, they got into Niles. I think they drove around for 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So will it probably be a similar type of route where they go to the hospital and just kind of, Okay. So be looking on social media for that. Once again.
And thank you to all the fire departments and the police department. I mean, Tyler
they
Fisher
were pumped up.
I know him a little bit better. And
Yeah, they were. I saw a guy I graduated with. Chris Corp is he's a firefighter, and he was one of the drivers, and he was absolutely just ecstatic. And like I said, this is. I don't know if these boys and these coaches, probably the coaches, maybe, but I don't know if the boys understand what this means to the community. I don't know that they can yet.
I can't even grasp it.
Yeah. I mean, I was out for my grandpa's 94th birthday last night. We were at Papa Vino's and Grandpa Don, and that's all we talked about. Like the whole dinner, all we talked about is just where what hotel are we going to get? Are we going to get a fan bus? Are we going to do all these things?
There's people getting community buses.
Is that happening?
From what I heard.
Okay. All right.
I don't deal with that.
All right. So
I just got to make sure the team gets there and the cheerleaders and the band.
So I know for sure that we are going to have a fan bus for our students, Niles High School students. And I know that the team will get there. So those of you because I know that some people had asked about community fan buses. If that's something that you're interested in, you can organize that. You could even reach out to First Student, which is one of the company that runs our buses. You can reach out to them. They might be willing to do something. So take some initiative on your part. Believe me, the packet we're looking at, there's a lot to do, and we're doing as much as we can. And we appreciate everybody's support and patience. But if you want to take the initiative and you want to get a charter, I've had people talk about charter buses. I'm like, do it. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But
yeah. And I tell you, Notre Dame's off this week, right?
They are in Southern California.
Right, but they're not home.
But they're not home. Yes, correct.
What I'm saying is, it's really hard when Notre Dame's home is to get a charter bus, right? Because they're already booked.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's away shouldn't have any issue if you wanted to get a charter bus.
Yeah, we just need everybody to come.
Yeah,
we need you to come, enjoy this historical moment that's never happened before in the history of Niles. It's amazing what these boys and these coaches have. It's amazing.
I have to double check. I did hear this. We are only the second team ever in Berrien County to make it to the state finals. No team in Berrien County has ever won it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think Lakeshore made it in the mid-'90s and got beat.
Really? So they've never Berrien County. Well, that's right. Edwardsburg's Cass. That's right.
Yeah, Cass and Dowagiac's Cass County.
Wow.
Nobody in Berrien County has ever won it. Or Only one team's ever been there. Now 2.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what I say. Well, people don't understand.
This is a big deal.
I can't even grasp what these kids are.
I have 2 foreign exchange students in my media productions class, and I said, you don't even know how lucky you are that you're here right now. I said, this doesn't happen. This is such a big deal. And Jaime was like, well, then I chose the right year. And I'm like, you sure did, buddy. This was the best year to come.
It's a good year to come.
Yeah.
I got interviewed today by the South Bend Tribune, and they were asking what it was like as a player and now, having Chase play. And I said, listen, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I played 27 varsity football games. Chase has won more games than I have in 1 month than I did my whole career.
Yeah, that's true. Chase has played and won a lot more games than I've ever even played in, which is it's just astonishing.
Well, and that's not just I'm just using that as
as an example. Yeah.
No, all these kids have. Don't get me wrong, but to start. Historically, we have not been good in a long time.
Right. It's been a long time.
The Lonnie Jones years, back to back.
And that was fun.
What Coach Shaw has done and these kids have done and all the coaches' staff is absolutely incredible from where they started. Now, you got to think about this. The busiest place 4 years ago, I would even say 3 years ago, on a Friday night in Niles, was the high school parking lot because we had all away games because that when the field was getting done.
Yep.
We had 5 kids on that team that could drive.
I was just going to say that.
I wanted to make sure to say, wait till we can drive.
Yeah. This year we can drive.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. Like, that was such a big deal because a lot of these kids started from their freshman year. Chase, Brandon, Sam,
Dane,
Paulie. Yeah. Started their freshman year. And they're now, it was, and I said this today when I was talking to the guy from the South Bend Tribune. The first year that I came here was 4 years ago. And would we win 5 games that year, 4 games?
I know Shaw's never had a losing record here.
So then it was 5 games. We'd missed the playoffs.
We were 5-4.
We missed the playoffs.
We played 2 teams that did not really give us any extra bonus points.
Yep.
And that's when we picked up, the following year we picked up Lakeshore and St. Joe.
Right.
And we've been on a roll ever since.
Well, I remember I was literally moving into my classroom. I had backed my van up to that door, and I was hauling stuff into my new classroom. And there was a podcast or a radio broadcast. I think it was the St. Joe, Phil McDonald, I think, and it was like a preseason podcast. And he was going through the Berrien County and Cass County, the local teams, like a preview. And he got to Niles, and he said, there was a guest on there too, and he said, I'm going to tell you right now, Niles is a sleeping giant.
Oh, yeah.
You need to watch out for Niles. They're a sleeping giant. And he said, and you don't want to wake them up. And I vividly remember that because I was thinking, I hope we wake up. Like I
think we've arrived.
I think we're awake.
You know what? You got to find that and then add that to our intro.
Yeah, I should reach out to him. I should find that.
There's got to be archived.
It's got to be. Yeah. So, all right. Well, hey, we want to thank Mr. Brawley for coming out. If you have questions, don't call him. No, I'm kidding.
We have a suggestion box that Mrs. Brazo keeps them all. So if you have a suggestion, please drop that off to Mrs. Brazo.
Yeah, absolutely. We just we want everybody to come and enjoy this special moment with our kids and our community and our town. If you're thinking about not come. Don't miss it because you're gonna be sad if you missed this historic moment. If you're coming and you have your rally towel, please bring that. Once again, we went through all the rules and regulations. Make sure that you abide by Ford Field. Once again, please represent our community well when we get there. Also, shout out to our kids who pick up trash after every single game. Adam Jackson, Braylon Smith, one of our foreign exchange students, Martin Kutka. They stay after every single game. Every game and pick up trash. They do it at the away games. They do it at the home games. Please, adults, participate in that. And let's let Ford Field and the people in Detroit see, like, man, these people do it right. Like, it's not hard. And if everybody participates, it's something easy that we can do. That's just a classy thing to do. Bring your rally towels. Once again, we didn't have time to make more, but we know you have them, so bring them. And I do want to thank our sponsors one last time, Ibid Electric Company, the Niles Screen Park, Pete Karlowitz, Justin and Alicia Grinnell, Sturgis Bank, United Federal Credit Union, Deck the Halls, and then I didn't even know about this, but Honor Credit Union, they brought their own towels, and they said, hey, pass these out too. That was Talon Bennett's mom. Brooke Bennett kind of headed that up. So thank you to the, and do you want to go through all these people? Or you want to do this afterwards? Do you want to talk about some of the sponsors?
Well,
we don't want to miss people.
I don't want to miss people, but also there's some people that might not want to be
announced.
Sure. Just those of you know who you are right now.
Yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will talk to you all in an individual basis, and we'll do another podcast just strictly thanking
people.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much to those people. If you cannot make it to the game, you're going to be sad. But if you cannot make it to the game, you can always listen to the game on highschoolstreaming.com. And that is Michael Markoch and one of our teachers here, Ed Obradovich. They do a fantastic job. You can also check out ajsportscasting.com. That's Andy Stuver, and I believe it's Bob Birch. We have 2 radio broadcast teams. Everybody's excited. We have 2 radio broadcast teams, which is bananas.
When we first started,
we didn't have one.
We didn't have one.
We didn't have one. We got 2 people. We got 2 groups now. Yeah, that's unbelievable. So, and if you can't make it, tune in. You can also view it on. It's going to be streaming.
FanDuel.
Yep. FanDuel. So
it used to be Brawley Sports. Fox Sports Detroit, and now it's FanDuel.
And it's on NFHS as well, right?
Correct.
So if you subscribe to NFHS, you can also get it there. Theme is blue and gold. And we're indoors now, so we don't have to wear jackets.
And I just ordered a bunch of shirts.
Okay.
They should be in Wednesday. We're going to sell them for $20.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay.
But it's definitely blue and gold. Got a surprise on the back.
Oh.
It has something.
Is it Chase doing his dance on the back?
God, no. No, not even close.
For those of you that have not seen it, you should go watch last week. What touchdown was it when he did
I
that?
have no idea.
If you ever get a chance, when we score, you have to watch 71, because he has a celebration that he does with his lineman teammates, and he does different little variations, but that's worth the $20 right there. Like that's worth the price of admittance.
Yeah, he took it a little too far.
He was good.
Well, when the ref warned him, so
did he?
He would have ran out of dances. I think it was the first touchdown.
Was it really?
Or the extra point when we went up.
Oh my gosh!
And the ref, you see on the NFS Network, the ref warns him. Well, he could have had 62 points. The line of the night on social media, by far the line of the night. I don't know who wrote it. Just to throw this out there, Niles scored the same amount against South Christian as they did against Sturgis.
I did see that.
Think about
who was that? Was that
was
that the Wolverine B Network guy?
It's a perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
Private school powerhouse.
Yeah.
Going on their 3rd consecutive year in a row to the state title, and gives up 62 points.
I would be lying if I said I saw that coming.
I thought we were going to win, and I thought we were going to win by a lot.
I
did not expect that.
I did. I'll tell you, play of the game for me, there were so many fantastic plays. But Dane Asmus's
sack or the interception?
The tip interception to me, like, because even before that, Sam had returned that kickoff. And I'm like, that was huge. But then immediately on the second play, so they get the ball back, we kick the ball up. By the way, Gunnar Shear, fantastic job with his squib kicks.
What a tip your hat.
Like, let's do that, because he did such a good job. I was so impressed with that. But then South Christian gets the ball back, second play, tip, interception, Dane Asmus, and I've only jumped once this whole year, and I jumped when he did that.
Amazing play. But I'm going to tell you, not to one-up you.
Okay.
This is more, they get the onside kick.
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking in my head, I'm doing the math.
You're doing the math? I was doing the math, too.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
Are we going to get to 0 before this?
Yeah.
And so they don't score on this. They don't score
After the onside kick.
They don't score.
Okay.
Dane is rushing. This fullback, their running back, goes to block him.
Okay.
He hit that kid so hard. You remember the kid when we did the pep assembly and we had the bubbles and they ran into each other?
That was that Evan Bruckner.
Yes. Did you? No, but the
kid that got hit.
Yes. The kid that got hit went like 20 yards in the air.
Yes.
It reminded me of that, but with pads on. He hit that kid so hard, and then the kid flew into the quarterback and sacked him.
I'll have to watch it.
Oh, my gosh.
So Dane Asmus, his sack.
And then Ward Cheney
on the kickoff.
To start the game off.
Gosh.
Thank goodness the
Kid's
kid is okay.
Yeah. No, I started praying immediately when that kid got hit. It
was right in front of me.
I saw your face when it happened.
I'm like, oh my God, this kid is seriously hurt.
That's what I thought.
And I'm paying attention. These jerseys are skin tight. He's not breathing.
Yeah.
It took 5-6 seconds for that young man to start breathing. I'm like, okay, calm down. Then he moved.
Moved his legs a little bit.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And our kids were concerned for
absolutely.
If you watch on film, our kids are waving out the
Katie,
trainers. Get out here now.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the kid is okay.
And then we're glad.
That set the tone.
But that set the tone. That was like, this was, I don't know if, like I said, I've never seen a high school hit that vicious before. That violent. And, it wasn't a dirty hit. It was
everything was clean.
Everything was clean. It was a hard football hit.
And then you watch over the course of the game, those hits start to wear on you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all season. And, people have come out and they've played us tough. Continue. These kids don't stop.
Right.
And the coaches don't. It's just, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yeah. And you can see the culmination of that this Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving at 12:30 Ford Field. Once again, we hope everybody comes out. If you are there, for those of you, several people ask me, are you playing music? There's no way that the people in Detroit are going to let me play music. So we are going to rely on you, Niles Noise. And by the way, Niles Noise is not just our students. That's our community. Like, we need the community. There are more of you than there are of our students. And you guys are loud because you've been yelling at these kids.
Noise.
Noise. We need you. When it's 3rd and 4th down, let's cause some false starts and some delay of games and stuff like that. If we can, I told the kids on the fan bus, I said, if we can impact the game, even just one penalty, that could be the difference between winning and losing. That's why we named it Niles Noise, because I wanted our team to have an advantage. And if we can impact it just one single play, it'd be worth it. So please come out, make noise, be loud. And once again, just enjoy this special moment with our kids and with our community, because it's never happened before. And hopefully it's the first of many. Let's claim that too.
That's the game plan.
Any other final words, Mr. Brawley, before we send it off?
Just thank you to everybody that's helped out, that's supported. This is a long season.
Yeah.
Long
It
season.
is.
And
there's no buys. That's what I was saying to somebody.
It's
like in college, you play 3-4 weeks, you get a bye. Like, we've played how many games now?
What are we, 12-1?
13 games.
Yeah. 14 wins at all.
Jeez.
Or 15 wins, excuse me.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's going to be something special.
Yeah. And then, I just sit back and reflect Shaw's last 4 years.
Yeah.
And what he and his staff and these kids have done in this community.
It's amazing.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's awesome. All right. Well, I think that's all we got. So if you have questions, you are free to call the high school, and you can ask Kathy Smuda. Don't bother me.
Suggestion box.
Suggestion box. Also, you can also go online, Facebook, Viking Athletics. They'll be answering a lot of questions there. So once again, we hope to see you Friday, Ford Field. Be loud. Let's show our school spirit. We need the whole city there. Let's make history and go Vikings.
Break.